Now, as I said a moment or two ago, we are celebrating South Asian Heritage Month throughout the whole course of the next few weeks here on talkSPORT. Joining us on the show is a man that is in a stage of his career where it just might take off once again. I think that's a fair enough assessment. Bilal Ali very kindly giving up a bit of time on a Saturday night to come and join me and Gareth. We were talking about inspirations a moment or two ago, and obviously for you as an 8-year-old lad watching the Olympics, Amir Khan's doing his thing, the flag's out, everybody's buzzing, and obviously then you go on eventually your own particular journey. But if we actually look now at fighters with Pakistani heritage that are doing extremely well in the game,
and Bengali and Indian,
yes,
well, all of them.
Oh,
I think
it's absolutely flying.
It is
right now, isn't it?
It is, and I'm just so happy to see it. Especially a lot of them that I know they're good brothers of mine, good people, and they're doing good, man. There's a lot of names to mention, but it's too many names to mention. So they're doing very good, man. I'm very, very proud of them.
Is boxing still? You mentioned it in the last section, and it fascinates me, Bilal, that the gangs are still rife in Beckton. You were born, I think.
Yes,
was
Beckton.
it Beckton? Yeah, and that area of East London. Is gangland still there for so many young people? And is boxing, mixed martial arts, the gym a way out for so many?
110%. Because look, in my school, when I was in school, the so-called, what the youngsters call it, beef, that started in my year, in my school, and 3 people or 2 people died in that year from the same beef. That's a serious that war was between the Beckton and this side and that side. And look, like I said, I've seen a lot of it. I've known a lot of people that was involved in it, and I've seen a lot. And
what was it over? Was it machismo? Was it young men growing up? Was it drugs? Is it passed down from brother to brother, from elder to brother? Is it still that scenario?
I think it's a thing where when you're young, you get into this sort of zone where you're like, oh, he's not from this area, so let's go grab him up, or let's go ask him what's he doing here. Then it can lead to violence, but sometimes the violence gets too much where there's stabbings, there's shootings. The other side of the family might get upset because of that, rightfully so. They might want to get revenge. So before you know it, it just becomes
a war,
an area versus area. And like I said, I've seen a lot. I've gone into situations where me and my friends were just walking, cars are pulling up, and you see a shotgun at the window, and they're saying, are you from Beckton, and do you represent Beckton? So if they know you do, just know, I personally wouldn't be here today. But I never represented Beckton in a wrong way. But I was involved in the violent side of it. I was involved in all of this negative side of it because of the stuff I used to see when I was young. I used to see the older lot, doing what they're doing. And like I said, I see too many.
Well, you become a product of the environment, don't you? That's
100%.
How easy is it? And I don't think it is easy because obviously this happens all over the country. How easy is it to leave that life and make positive choices and, like Gareth was alluding to before, turn to a boxing gym, of which then can save you?
Good question, but I think it's probably the hardest thing, and I'll tell you why. I'm the first professional boxer in history that come out of Beckton. And that just shows you how hard it is. Because even at that time, I used to think, what am I going to do in my life? Even though
I think you should open your own gym, by the way.
That's a good idea.
Because I think you're an inspirational person. It's very obvious.
Thank you so much.
I think you should get local funding from the area to open your own gym.
Thank you.
Because I think you've got that in you. I think you've got
lived that life
to be followed.
You can help them. You can help people
to have transformed like you are. That you are. There's so much maturity about you. There's so much heaviness about you.
Thank you.
You can feel that as well.
Thank you.
And I know it's not easy to talk about these things because once you're in those scenarios, it's very hard to walk away from them.
It's real. It's not fake, is it?
It's not fake.
People are living that life that you're talking about right now.
They're living it. They're living it. And look, I'm not these sort of guys that are going to say, oh, I was involved in this and I wasn't. I know there's people out there that are going to say, oh, no, he wasn't involved in that. So I'm saying it with confidence. I was involved in that heavy. I used to see a lot. But I'll say one thing. It made me the man who I am today. Because you realise this was wrong, that was wrong. Speaking to a certain person in a certain way was wrong.
But what you're saying there, right, people are living that life that you're speaking about right now. That's happening right now.
Yep.
And my question previously about how do you get out of it? You've got to be able to see light, if that makes sense.
No,
because
that's 100%, yeah.
because you tunnel vision, you're doing this, and this is your life. This is how it's always going to go.
Yeah.
And be. You obviously had a belief in your own talents or whatever it may be to be able to maybe get yourself away and see the light.
Yeah.
And what Gareth alluded to there about hope, opportunity, once those things are presented to other human beings, you never know. You never know what path that they will end up taking.
Faith, yes.
Of course, but they've got to see the opportunity first and foremost.
Yeah.
There's got to be a belief in, actually, there's a different way for me.
100%.
You know?
Not everybody gets opportunity
Absolutely.
and recognition.
This is why I'm saying it.
And that's where I think you could come into your own. I want to know how good you are as a fighter as well.
But I think what'll happen here, I think what'll happen here for you, right? Given the conversation that we've had about your own personal career,
Yes.
I think you will get a kick. Just the energy that you're giving off in the studio. I think you'll get a kick out of providing that opportunity for people that are from your area, that have lived your life, that are a bit younger than you, showing them that hope. They come into your gym. You teach them some skills and all these types of things. They're getting a better way of life. Then you kind of have a responsibility to say, right, okay, then I've got to show you that I've got to go higher. I've got to go higher than this. I've got to go back into professional boxing.
You haven't just joined an academy and knocked a ball around from the age of 7, done that 5 nights a week, and are looking to be a pro boxer, a pro footballer. You have lived already.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's coming across very strongly, is that when you do live and you have those experiences, you've got them for yourself, and you know you've been through transformation, but you can pass them on.
100%.
You know?
No, I agree with that.
So when's the comeback, Bilal? Come on, man. We've talked it up now, man. I'm pumped for it.
And are you still lightweight?
No, you know what? If I do come back, I'll be moving up.
Okay.
Because I think
To 140, yeah?
140. Because I think personally I was draining a lot of weight for lightweight. Yeah, and that was my biggest mistake doing with the weight.
Okay.
So I mean, I think moving up would be the best for me. Even in the amateurs, I was smoking these lot when I was a super lightweight.
Yeah.
And I think that weight is best for me, and it's always been the best for me.
So, given what we spoke about before, what would it take for you to come back?
I personally feel I need the right platform to come back, and the right people around me. That's what will bring me back. Right now, I believe I've got the right people around me, the ones I'm training with. But, of course, as you lot know, you need more than a trainer in boxing. You need good managers, you need good promoters, you need just good advisors around you to take you to that next step.
But the beginning is telling your story right now, as you're doing.
Yes.
And you're still in the gym. You're clearly still very fit.
Yeah, yeah.
I get what you're saying with what you've just pointed out there, but you're a sharp cookie. You've lived a bit of life.
Yes.
And okay, there's the training aspect of it.
Yes.
But you're not daft. You know when someone's going to shark you now. You know when someone's going to, not be, as Gareth was saying, truthful with you now.
Yep.
Do you need any extras to come into your camp? You seem to have it all together.
I don't need any extras, but of course you just need certain things in boxing. And like I said, I just need, my personal opinion, I need a platform. Because of course
you're talking about now promotional and television is what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And I always believed in myself. I always wanted to show the people what I can really do. I always wanted to prove myself. Even a couple of times when I was supposed to step up, there would always be bad luck in terms of the opponent pulling out or something. So I never got that chance. But I really want to come back and show people, because people in the gym, they're always saying, yo, this guy can fight. Yo, he's a good fighter. Yo, why are you not in the boxing game right now? But I haven't showed it to the people yet. So right now, it's just talks, but I want to show action.
If we were to ask you what your type of style is, are you a box fighter, are you a boxer, are you a brawler, are you who resembles you most at the moment at that world level, maybe?
You know what, I believe I can do it all. I can fight orthodox, I can fight southpaw, I can brawl, I can box.
You're clearly fearless.
Thank you. I think that's an important thing to do, to have that as a man and as a person, especially in this game. I mean, it's ranked #1 hardest sport in the world. So to do that, I think you gotta have some sort of bravery in you. And yeah, man, I like that. I always loved that word. I always loved brave people. I always admired them. One of my main people that I used to love watching and still do was Muhammad Ali, and is Muhammad Ali. just what he stood for, how brave he was, and he's just one of the people. I love brave people, honestly, I do. So
I really like the way, having been to, I know you fought at the York Hall several times. You fought at the Royal Albert Hall, haven't you? You fought at the Copper Box, the
Yes.
Copper Bosh as it's now known, since Johnny's been in and
Johnny,
fought there.
come on.
One of the things I frequent East London a lot. One of the things that I've loved, kind of, especially being involved in boxing now for 33 odd years, is enjoying the way the Asian community loves fight sports now, and up Brick Lane and round Bethnal Green and all that area, how in the barbers or
Mate,
in the...
I used to love
but
watching
people
want
want to chat. I get stopped.
Crazy nights.
Get stopped
Crazy.
all the time to want to talk. People everywhere.
They love you,
want
they
to
love
talk
you.
about. They want to talk about it.
Yeah,
20 years ago, it wasn't like that.
it wasn't. It actually wasn't.
That's what I'm fascinated by, is the...
I'm getting a bit of that vibe with like Hamza Shiraz nights now.
Exactly, Hamza Shiraz, Adam Azim,
They're doing good.
the machismo of the Asian men. I love it when they come into combat sports.
Same.
They'll be in mixed martial arts soon as well.
Yeah,
It's
agree.
going to come.
I
It's
agree.
going to go, and I really notice that and place it. I know it's probably stereotypical, but the Bengali community were into cricket before.
There was.
They're not into football yet,
Same
but
Pakistan.
they're into
Yeah,
boxing.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
into fight sports.
Yeah.
They're into combat sports.
Yeah.
Something has changed.
Something has changed, and Amir Khan, like I said, he's Pakistani, and he changed it for all of us. I think, including Bengalis and Pakistanis like myself. So, he's done a great job, man, and I love seeing it, because especially where I come from my school days and everything, I just I see a lot of Asians, but they used to always say, "Oh yeah, if you get involved in this, it's gonna be too hard to make it to a certain sport. It's impossible nowadays. You can't do it. You can't do this. You can't do that." But I was the first in my area, and you know what? Funny enough, I think it was me and Hamza that were the first after a long time that was making a noise out of the Pakistanis. But of course, Hamza, he's doing good, mashallah, and he's of course going up and up in the ranks. And of course, me, I took a break, or whatever you want to call it, but
What have you been doing in that break?
just training,
Are you working as well?
I'm working. But look, the main thing for me was always training, because when I stopped training, I was like, no, this ain't for me. And I'll be totally honest with you, lot. My mind was fighting to get involved in stupidness again, and I always told myself, if I go backwards, then all these talks I used to give to the youngsters and the people and on the cameras and everything, that's just all gonna go down drain.
No, you stay with this.
Yes.
Stay with this.
Yes.
Yeah, because you are moving forwards
Thank you.
in a really positive way.
Thank you.
You're going in a brilliant direction.
Yeah.
You've got so much to offer.
Thank you, man. And
You just got to go out there and win some fights now.
Oh,
And book
yeah.
a fight.
yeah, it's true. But yeah, and even when I got kicked out of school, and remember I got kicked out of school twice, and I went to South London afterwards for a behaviour school. They didn't want me there as well, and then I went to college, and I got kicked out of college as well. And that's when my cousin goes, "Yo, you got to do something that involves something similar to what you've been doing. That's got to be boxing." And I kept saying, but all these people used to say that we can't make it. A Pakistani can't make it right now. And he used to say, look, just try it, just train, because you got it in you. He used to always say, you got it in you. And when I tried it, I still remember when I was with Tunde, and he just said, you know what, you're going to get signed with Frank Warren. And that just felt like a dream to me. I was like it's finally happening. And I remember at that time, it was just so unreal for the people in Beckton and East London and South, and all these people that I know. They was shocked. But I done it, and I'm happy, man. And
Would you go with Frank Warren again?
why not? He's a great promoter. He's never done nothing wrong to me. They're all good, man. All these top promoters that are out there, they're all good.